My mom's alien partner chose only humans, and now I know why. Alex had always trusted his instincts. And his instincts told him something about his mother had changed long before he had any proof. Her habits were the same. She stirred her morning tea with the same slow circles. She called him every night to ask if he had eaten. She hummed the same soft tunes she used to sing when he was a kid. But the air around her felt wrong. Whenever she walked under a light, the bulb flickered as if it feared her. Whenever she passed through a hallway, the space behind her rippled, like something much larger had moved through a heartbeat before she did. It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It was quiet, subtle, the kind of strange you only notice when you know someone better than anyone else. Alex tried to explain it away. Long work nights. Stress. A tired brain turning small things into monsters. But a cold, whispering feeling told him the truth wasn't going to stay hidden forever. It was creeping closer day by day, waiting for the moment he could no longer ignore it. That moment came at 3 in the morning. He woke to a strange sound, no, not a sound. A vibration. A deep hum rolling through the house, making the walls tremble as if they were breathing. The noise wasn't loud enough to wake the neighbors. But it crawled through Alex's chest, rattling his bones in a way that made him sit up with a sharp breath. He stepped into the hallway, half asleep, half afraid. The hum grew stronger as he moved. The air felt thick, warm, charged with something he couldn't name. He stopped outside his mother's room. Warm air pushed against the door frame, alive, pulsing with a strange energy that made the hair on his arms stand up. He leaned closer. His ear touched the wood. Inside, something heavy shifted. Something heavier than any human had the right to be. His breath caught. He backed away, heart racing so fast it hurt. Maybe he was dreaming. Maybe he was imagining things again. Then he saw it. Silver moonlight slipped under the door, stretching across the hallway floor. And in that light, a shadow moved. Not hers. Something taller. Something wide-shouldered. Something with a shape he didn't recognize. Alex froze. His mind screamed at him to run, but his feet felt locked to the floor. The hum faded slowly. The shadow dissolved. The house settled back into silence. He stayed there for several minutes, listening, waiting, shaking. When morning finally came, his mother opened her door and walked out as if nothing had happened. But she wasn't the same. Her skin carried a faint glow, not bright, but soft, like moonlight trapped beneath her surface. Her movements felt lighter, almost floating. Her smile seemed warmer, calmer, somehow, too calm. And the strangest part? She looked happy. Not good mood happy. Not slept well happy. She looked like someone in love. That terrified Alex more than anything else. His mother had sworn off relationships years ago. She always said she didn't need anyone anymore. Alex believed her. But now, watching the faint shimmer under her skin, he realized she hadn't cut herself off from companionship. She had cut herself off from humans. A quiet fear settled in Alex's chest. Something was happening to his mother. Something he didn't understand. Something she wasn't telling him. And whatever it wasn't human. Alex tried to push the strange night out of his mind. He told himself he had been half dreaming, still trapped between sleep and waking. But deep down, he knew the truth was coming for him whether he wanted it or not. The next sign appeared just 2 days later. It was early morning, the sun barely touching the backyard. Alex stepped outside to check on the garden his mom always cared for. But something felt wrong the moment his foot touched the porch. The cool air held a faint buzz. A vibrating tension. Almost like the backyard itself was nervous. Then he saw the gate. Wide open. His mom always kept it closed. Always. She even scolded Alex if he forgot. But now it swung lazily in the wind, creaking as if it had been pushed open from the outside, or forced open from within. Alex walked slowly across the grass, his eyes scanning the ground. That's when he saw it. A massive impression pressed deep into the earth. Too wide for a person. Too heavy for an animal. The shape curved inward, like something with enormous weight had knelt or landed there. He crouched down. The grass inside the mark was flattened completely, almost melted. The soil in the very center glowed faintly, a soft blue light pulsing like a heartbeat. "What is this?" he whispered. Curiosity overpowered fear. He reached out and touched the center of the imprint. The moment his fingers connected with the soil, heat surged up his hand. Not burning heat, living heat. Something warm and strange rushed under his skin, crawling across his palm and wrapping around his wrist like invisible fingers. Alex jerked back, gasping. The blue glow dimmed, then flared briefly, as if reacting to him. This wasn't made by an animal. This wasn't made by anything that belonged on Earth. Something had been here. Something large. Something powerful. Something alive. His stomach twisted. His brain tried to deny it. But every part of him knew the truth. Whatever made that mark was connected to the shadow he saw under his mother's door. He turned to go inside. And froze. His mom was standing in the hallway, watching him through the back door window. Her posture was still and careful. Her hands clenched around each other as if she was trying to hide the fear shaking inside her. Alex stepped inside slowly. Her eyes followed him, full of worry, guilt, and something else, something he couldn't name. "Mom?" he asked. "Are you okay?" She swallowed hard. Her voice barely came out. We need to talk." She motioned him toward the living room. Her movements were shaky, nervous, as if the truth she carried weighed more than her body could handle. Alex followed her in silence. The house felt colder now. The lights flickered above them, one by one, like tiny warning signs. His mom sat down but didn't speak. Her hands trembled. Her breathing came in short bursts. Then the air flickered, just slightly. A small ripple passed through the room, bending the shadows for a moment. Alex's heart jumped. "Mom, what was that?" She tried to answer, but her voice broke. And then the temperature dropped. The lights dimmed. A soft glow appeared behind her, growing brighter and brighter until the air itself seemed to open. Something stepped through the doorway. Tall. Luminous. Wrapped in fading trails of blue-white light, like space dust clinging to a meteor. Alex staggered backward. The stranger stood still, towering over the room. His skin glowed with thin silver veins that pulsed with energy. His eyes shimmered like distant stars. And then Alex's mother did the thing that stunned him the most. She reached for the alien. Not with fear. With familiarity. With trust. Her fingers slid into his hand, fitting perfectly, naturally, as if she had done it 100 times before. Alex's breath left his lungs. His mother whispered, voice cracking. "This is why the world has been acting strange. This is why I've changed. And, this is who has been watching over me." Alex couldn't speak. Couldn't blink. Couldn't believe. The truth wasn't just close anymore. It was standing in his living room. And it was not human. The alien stood in the living room like a living pillar of light. He didn't move at first. He didn't speak. He only watched Alex with calm, glowing eyes that felt too ancient to belong in a normal house. Alex's breath shook in his chest. He could barely process what he was seeing. His mother, however, looked at the alien the same way a person looks at someone they trust with their life. She gently squeezed the alien's hand before turning to Alex. "Please sit," she whispered. Alex didn't want to sit. He wanted to run. But his legs felt weak, so he dropped into the nearest chair. For a moment, the three of them sat in heavy silence. Then the alien slowly lowered himself onto the couch beside her. He moved with a grace that didn't match his size, as if every motion was carefully measured so he wouldn't break anything. Up close, Alex noticed more details. The alien's skin wasn't skin at all. It looked like smooth stone mixed with flowing light. Thin silver patterns glowed under the surface, moving like liquid circuits. His eyes held shifting colors that reminded Alex of distant stars seen on a clear night. The alien turned his head slightly, watching Alex with a quiet curiosity, almost gentle. Alex's mother took a deep breath. "I didn't find him recently," she said softly. "It started months ago." Alex blinked. "Months?" She nodded, tears forming at the corners of her eyes. "I was out walking behind the old Thompson woods. I saw a bright crater, like lightning had struck the earth. When I went closer, he was there. Hurt. Barely conscious." She looked at the alien, her expression filled with something deep and warm. "He was terrified at first," she continued. "His ship had crashed. He was alone. He used something like a shield to hide the wreckage, but he was too weak to protect himself." Alex stared at her. "You brought him home? Without telling anyone?" "I didn't know who to tell," she whispered. "Who would believe me?" She wasn't wrong. Alex looked at the alien again. "What, is he?" he asked quietly. The alien lifted his hand. A faint pulse of light shimmered from his palm, soft, harmless, then faded. "He can understand us," Alex's mother said. "But talking with words is difficult for him. His species communicates through energy, color, and sound vibrations." Alex tried to wrap his mind around that. It felt impossible, but the evidence sat 3 feet away from him. The alien leaned forward slightly, releasing a small, warm pulse that brushed across Alex's arm like a gentle breeze. Alex shivered. "That's hello," his mother explained. "He doesn't want to scare you." Alex swallowed. His voice came out small. "What does he want?" For the first time, the alien responded directly. He placed a hand lightly against his chest, then touched Alex's mother's arm with glowing fingers. Alex's mother breathed in and nodded, as if she understood a message he hadn't spoken. Then she turned to Alex. "He wanted help." At first. Her voice shook slightly. "But something happened while he healed. We learned each other's emotions. We learned how to communicate. And he learned something terrible about his own species." Alex frowned. "What do you mean?" She took another shaky breath. "He told me his people are dying." Alex froze. "Dying?" She nodded. "Their bodies are failing. Their energy is collapsing faster every cycle. Their home world was destroyed long ago. They've been searching across the stars for a species that could survive alongside them." The alien bowed his head, a dim sorrow rippling across his glowing skin. Alex felt a chill. "So why Earth?" he whispered. His mother reached out, touching the alien's glowing arm with a tenderness that made Alex's chest tighten. "Because out of all the species they studied, humans are the only ones who can merge with them. Not just emotionally. Biologically." Alex felt the room tilt. She looked at him with tear-filled eyes. "He didn't come here to hurt anyone. He came here because he had no other choice. And in helping him, I found something I didn't expect." Her voice softened, sad and hopeful all at once. "A connection. A bond neither of us understood at first." Alex stared at her, stunned. "You and him." She nodded slowly. "He saved me. And I saved him." The alien's glow brightened. He reached out and gently took her hand again. In that moment, Alex realized the truth wasn't just strange. It was personal. Deep. And far more complicated than he ever imagined. The visitor wasn't just a stranger from the stars. He was tied to his mother in a way Alex had never seen before. And whatever bond they shared, it was only the beginning. The room felt smaller now. Not because of walls, not because of fear, but because the truth was closing in around Alex from every direction. His mother looked at him with eyes full of worry and love. The alien beside her stayed silent, glowing softly, waiting for her to speak first. The air between them pulsed, as if the atmosphere itself held its breath. Alex's voice finally cracked through the quiet. "Mom, what exactly happened between you two?" She glanced down at her hands. Her fingers were trembling so much she had to grip the couch cushion to steady them. "It wasn't planned," she said. "He didn't come looking for a partner. And I wasn't looking for anything after your father." Her voice broke slightly at that name. The alien shifted closer to her, not touching her yet, but radiating a calm warmth in her direction. The silver patterns across his skin glowed in soft waves, almost responding to her emotions. "When I brought him home," she continued, "he was so weak he could barely stand. I didn't know what he was. I thought he might be dangerous. But he was scared. Lost. Alone." Alex swallowed hard, his chest tight. He could imagine his mother kneeling in the dirt beside a wounded alien, trying to help him like she helped every injured bird or stray cat she ever found. "I hid him," she said, "because I knew the world wasn't ready to see something like him. And because he begged me not to tell anyone." The alien lowered his head slightly, confirming her words. "But then," she whispered, "something strange started happening." Alex leaned forward. "What do you mean?" She hesitated. Her eyes shifted toward the alien, silently asking permission. He responded with a warm pulse of light, an unspoken, "Go ahead." "At first," she said, "we could just sense each other's emotions. Like faint echoes. I would feel his fear. He would feel my calm. It was accidental, but it saved us both." As she spoke, the alien brushed his fingers along the back of her hand. Her breathing steadied instantly, as though he had soothed her anxiety with a single touch. Alex stared in disbelief. "We learned how to communicate through that connection," she said. "Colors, pulses, sensations. Every day we understood each other more." She wiped her eyes, overwhelmed by the memory. But as he grew stronger, the bond deepened. It became more than communication. More than survival. She looked straight at Alex then. Her voice was barely above a whisper. It became something like love. Alex's heart thudded painfully. He opened his mouth, closed it, tried again. "Mom, he's not even human." "I know," she said softly. "But he feels. He listens. He understands me. He sees me in ways no one ever has." The alien turned to Alex. He reached out slowly, not touching him, just showing his glowing palm, gentle, peaceful. Alex stared at it. At the faint blue light swirling beneath the alien's skin. His mother's voice pulled him back. "There's something else," she said. "And you need to hear it, even if it scares you." A heavy silence fell over the room. Her hands lifted slowly and rested on her abdomen. Alex hadn't noticed how protective her posture had become until now. "When he told me his people were dying," she said, "I wanted to comfort him. I didn't know what that meant for us. I didn't know what falling in love with someone not of this world could lead to." Her voice trembled. "But his species, they're built differently. Their energy and biology merge naturally with ours. Humans are the only ones in the galaxy who can survive that kind of joining." Alex's throat tightened. "Mom, what are you saying?" She closed her eyes as tears slipped down her cheeks. "That the bond changed me," she whispered. "And that change created a new life." The alien touched her shoulder gently. Light flowed from him into her, making her skin shine with a soft, glowing warmth. Alex felt his stomach drop. "You're pregnant," he whispered. She nodded, tears falling. "With his child." Alex fell back into the chair, breath gone, heart racing. The room spun slightly. His mother cried quietly, not with fear, but with something bittersweet. "I didn't plan it." Neither did he. But it happened. And this child, it's something new. Something powerful. Something that could save his entire species. Alex stared at them, his human mother and the alien whose light filled their entire living room, and for the first time in his life, he felt small compared to the weight of what stood before him. A hybrid child. A connection between worlds. A life that shouldn't exist, yet did. And the truth wasn't over. Not even close. The air in the room shifted. One moment, everything was still. The next, the alien beside Alex's mother stiffened, his glow dimming, then sharpening into a focused, dangerous light. His head snapped toward the window. Alex felt it too. A pressure. A tightening. Like the entire atmosphere had suddenly turned heavy and alert. His mother grabbed the alien's arm. "What's wrong?" she whispered. The alien didn't answer with words. A deep pulse of blue light rippled from his chest, filling the room like an alarm. Alex stepped toward the window and carefully parted the blinds. At first, he saw only the dark backyard. The empty trees. The faint glow of the moon. Then something moved. A ripple in the shadows. A shape almost too tall to be real stepped into the edge of the porch light. Alex's breath stopped. The figure stood at least 8 feet tall. Its body was covered in dark, jagged plates that absorbed light instead of reflecting it. Its limbs were thick, powerful, and its helmet, angular and sharp, held 2 glowing lines of red where eyes should be. Alex stumbled back from the window. "Mom, someone's out there." Her face went pale. She turned to the alien beside her. "It's one of yours, isn't it?" The alien didn't need to answer. The terror in his glowing eyes said it all. And then she whispered what Alex feared. "That's a hunter." Alex had no idea what that meant, but the way she said it made his skin crawl. "A hunter is sent to track survivors," she explained, voice shaking. "To enforce ancient rules. To punish any who break the laws of their kind." Alex's mind raced. "What laws?" She touched her abdomen. "Our bond. The child. To them, this is forbidden." Outside, the hunter took another step. The ground trembled under its weight. Each movement was slow, controlled, like a predator that knew its prey could not escape. His mother grabbed Alex's hand, squeezing so tight it hurt. "They'll kill him," she whispered. "Then they'll take me. And the baby." "No," Alex said without thinking. "No one is taking you." The alien placed himself in front of them both. His glow brightened, lighting the entire living room with deep blue waves. The silver patterns in his skin pulsed faster, stronger, preparing for a fight he didn't want but couldn't avoid. A loud metallic vibration echoed through the house. The front door rattled violently, shaking on its hinges. Alex's heart pounded. His mother gasped. The alien raised one glowing hand, sending a protective shimmer across the room, a barrier of faint light forming around them. Another impact. The door bent inward. A low, mechanical hum filled the air, like a weapon powering on. "Get behind me," Alex's mother told him, pushing him backward. Alex refused. "No. I'm staying with you." The alien stepped forward, light swirling around him like armor. Then the door exploded inward. The hunter entered with terrifying calm. No roar. No growl. Just cold silence. It moved like a living machine, precise, powerful, unstoppable. Red light burned from the slits in its helmet. Its chest rose and fell in heavy, rumbling breaths. Alex felt something inside him freeze. This wasn't a visitor. This was an executioner. The alien partner sent a deep vibration through the room, low, protective, a warning. The hunter responded with a sharp, metallic pulse. The air crackled between them like an invisible battlefield. They weren't talking. They were communicating through something older than speech. Older than their species. A negotiation. Alex's mother gripped his arm tighter and whispered. If he decides the child is a threat, he'll kill us all. The hunter extended an arm. The dark plates shifted, unfolding into a long blade made of red energy that hummed with deadly heat. Alex's breath hitched. The alien responded instantly, stepping in front of Alex's mother and unleashing a sphere of blue force that shook the entire house. The hunter pushed back, red blade cutting through the air with a hiss. Light clashed with shadow. Energy cracked like thunder. The living room erupted into a storm of alien power. Alex grabbed his mother and pulled her behind the dining table as the two beings collided, each impact sending shockwaves through the walls. The hunter's blade slashed across the air, tearing chunks out of the floor. Blue energy burst from the alien, scorching the ceiling and making picture frames explode. Alex ducked as debris rained down. His mother clung to him, trembling, whispering prayers she hadn't spoken since his father died. The hunter's strikes were brutal and efficient. The alien's defense was desperate and fierce. This wasn't a simple fight. It was a verdict. A test. A decision on whether their forbidden child should live. Alex could only watch, powerless, as two worlds fought over the fate of his family. And the battle was only growing more dangerous. The living room had become a battlefield. Every second was louder than the last, each strike between the alien and the hunter sent blasts of raw power through the house. Blue light collided with red flame. Walls shook. Glass shattered. The floorboards jumped under Alex's feet. He held his mother close behind the dining table as fragments of wood and sparks of alien energy burst across the room. The hunter swung again, fast, deadly. Its red blade carved through a support beam like it was soft clay. The ceiling groaned, dust raining down in thick clouds. The alien partner countered with a surge of blue force that bent the air around his body. When the two energies touched, the entire house screamed under the pressure. Alex couldn't believe what he was seeing. A war between stars, right inside his home. The hunter moved like a perfect weapon, every motion sharp and precise. No wasted movement. No emotion. Only purpose. And that purpose was to end them. The alien partner fought with something different. Not coldness. Not duty. He fought with fear. With love. With rage burning under his glowing skin. He wasn't fighting to survive. He was fighting to protect. A burst of red energy slammed him into the wall. The impact cracked the drywall from ceiling to floor. He slid down, leaving a faint streak of glowing silver where his body scraped the wall. Alex's mother screamed his name. The hunter turned toward the sound. Its eyes pulsed brighter. It stepped forward, blade raised, ready to strike. No! Alex shouted, jumping to his feet. His heart pounded so hard he thought it might burst. He grabbed the only thing nearby, a heavy iron lamp, and ran forward like a fool who believed courage could stop death. The hunter froze. It tilted its head, studying him, this small human charging at it with a household lamp. The red blade whipped toward Alex. His breath stopped. His legs locked. He knew he was about to die. But before the blade reached him, a soft blue glow erupted beside him. His mother stepped in front of him. Not pushing him aside. Not ducking for cover. She stood tall, her hands raised, her skin shining with a growing blue light that mirrored the alien's glow. The hunter stopped mid-strike. Its blade hummed inches from her face. Something inside her pulsed, deep, powerful, alive. A wave of energy rippled outward from her stomach. The hybrid child. The blue shockwave blasted into the hunter's chest, sending it stumbling backward for the first time. Alex stared, mouth open. His mother's eyes glowed with the same pale blue radiance as the alien. Her body shimmered with energy that wasn't hers alone. The child inside her was protecting her. The alien partner rose to his feet, sensing the opening. His entire body lit up, a storm of bright, crackling blue. He thrust his palms forward. A massive burst of force slammed into the hunter, throwing it across the room like a rag doll. It hit the far wall so hard the plaster exploded outward. For a long moment, nothing moved. The hunter lay half buried in shattered wall fragments. Its chest flickered with dim red light. Its breathing slowed to a heavy, rumbling rhythm. Alex grabbed his mother as she swayed, exhausted. Her glow dimmed, her body trembling. "Mom, sit down," he said, helping her to the couch. The alien partner knelt beside her, placing a hand on her stomach. A soft blue ripple flowed between them, calm, warm, reassuring. Alex watched in stunned silence. He felt like he was witnessing a sacred moment between them, something older than any human tradition. But the silence didn't last. The hunter stirred. Slowly. Heavily. It pushed itself up from the broken plaster, joints cracking, armor plates shifting back into place. Alex's stomach dropped. "It's not over," he whispered. But something had changed. The hunter didn't lift its blade. It didn't charge. It didn't roar. It simply stood still. Its red eyes focused on Alex's mother, specifically on the gentle glow radiating from her abdomen. A low vibration filled the room, but it wasn't threatening. It was slow. Soft. Almost curious. The alien partner stepped between them, ready for another strike. But the hunter didn't attack. Instead, it lowered its head. The blade retracted into its arm with a quiet hiss. The red glow in its eyes faded to a faint ember. The vibration it released now carried a different meaning. Recognition. Shock. Respect. The alien partner seemed surprised, but he answered with a deep blue pulse. The hunter placed a hand over its chest, a symbolic gesture, ancient and formal. Then, without a word, it turned toward the broken doorway. It walked into the night, disappearing into the shadows as silently as it had arrived. Alex let out a breath he didn't know he was holding. His mother leaned against the alien partner, tears streaking her cheeks, but these tears weren't fear anymore. They were relief. Hope. And awe. The alien partner knelt before Alex. Placed a glowing hand on his shoulder. A wave of warmth and gratitude flowed through him. The battle had ended. But the consequences of what just happened were only beginning. For a long time after the hunter vanished, the house stayed silent. No shaking walls. No bursts of alien light. No threats hiding in the shadows. Only the sound of Alex's mother breathing softly as the alien supported her, one arm around her shoulders, the other resting gently over the faint glow in her abdomen. Alex stood in the center of the ruined living room, staring at the broken door, the shattered windows, the cracked walls. His home looked like a tornado had ripped through it. But none of that mattered. They were alive. Slowly, the alien turned toward Alex. His glow dimmed to a calm, steady pulse. He stepped closer and placed one warm, shining hand on Alex's shoulder. This time, the light that flowed from him was soft, gentle waves that wrapped around Alex like a comforting blanket. Not force. Not fear. Gratitude. Then the alien did something he had never managed before. He spoke. "Your courage," he said slowly, voice deep and strangely melodic, "protected the one who protects me." Alex's eyes widened. It was the first time he'd heard the alien use human words clearly. There was weight in his voice, emotion mixed with exhaustion and relief. You stood, the alien added, when most would run. Alex swallowed hard. I didn't know what else to do. The alien's eyes glowed in a way that looked almost like a smile. Then he looked to Alex's mother. She sat on the couch, tired but safe, one hand tracing small circles over her stomach. A faint blue shimmer pulsed beneath her skin, responding gently to her touch. Alex walked to her side and sat next to her. "Are you okay?" he asked quietly. She nodded. "I'm all right. Just overwhelmed." Her eyes glistened with tears, not of sorrow, but of realization. "I never wanted to drag you into this," she whispered. "I thought I could protect both of you by hiding everything." Alex shook his head. "You didn't drag me into anything. You let me be here. That's different." She looked at him with soft, grateful eyes. The alien stepped closer, kneeling in front of them. He placed one glowing hand on Alex's mother's stomach, and the faint blue light inside her brightened in response. Alex felt the hairs on his arms rise as a wave of warmth filled the room, a feeling he couldn't describe. Like standing near a peaceful fire in winter. "What was that?" he asked. The alien finally answered, voice steadier now. "The child recognizes you." Alex's breath caught. "Me? You protected them," his mother whispered. "You protected all of us." A sudden swell of emotion hit Alex so hard he had to look away. He wasn't prepared for that. He had spent years feeling like he wasn't enough, like he couldn't help anyone the way his father used to. But now, he had. The alien rose slowly, looking toward the broken doorway where the hunter had disappeared. Alex followed his gaze. "What happens now? Will more come?" The alien shook his head with a low hum that vibrated gently in the air. The hunter witnessed what should not exist. He saw the child. He felt its power. He understood. Alex frowned. Understood what? "That our two species no longer stand apart," the alien said softly. "We are not only different worlds anymore. We are joined. Merged." He looked again at Alex's mother, at the life growing inside her. A new beginning has already started. Alex felt a strange chill run across his skin. A beginning. A bridge between humans and a dying alien race. A hybrid life that could reshape everything: science, history, the future. His mother gently took Alex's hand. "I didn't lose you," she said through a shaky smile. "And now, neither of us is alone anymore." Alex looked at her trembling fingers, at the glow beneath her skin, at the alien who stood by her side like a guardian carved out of starlight. He realized something then, something terrifying and beautiful. He wasn't just a witness to this story. He was part of it. "Mom," he said softly, "I guess I'm going to be a big brother, huh?" She laughed, soft, warm, and breaking into tears. The alien placed a glowing hand over both of theirs. "And the child," he said gently, "will change the future of my people, and yours." Alex stared at him. "What does that make us?" The alien's glow brightened, surrounding them in soft light, almost like dawn breaking inside the ruined room. "Family," he said. The word echoed through the house like a promise. A promise between worlds. A promise of something new. A promise that this was not the end, but the beginning of something far greater than any of them could imagine.